Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Nice. I'm actually. Hey, man, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sweating right now. My ass is wet. You guys have made me feel very nice. I'm very grateful for you guys, man. I'm gonna clap for you right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming, man. You know what else I'm grateful for? Kenyan pharmaceutical industries. I think when it comes to naming medicine, Kenyans are number one. Everything else maybe not, but when it comes to naming medicine, gold medalists. Because foreign medicine, the name will not tell you what it does. Very confusing names like Xanax or ibuprofen or I don't know, Valium. They all sound like German, EDM bands. Can't watch the ibuprofen, man. That's my bad German accent. But Kenyan medicine name, the name will tell you what it does. Flu gone. You want your flu gone? Shika flu gone, bro. Headaches. You wanna break up with your headache and make it your ex? Shika headaches, bro. How fast do you want the pain to go away? Right now, immediately? Maram out. If Kenyans made Viagra, and I mean actual Viagra, not the white part of a watermelon. No, I mean actual. I think we'd call it big decladon. It had one of those stupid advertisements. Those advertisements with that voice at the end that makes it sound like a political announcement. Big decladon. Tusimame pamoja. You have to go to a kiosk. Bro, nisaidie big decladon bili na big G. I had a job. I'm not lying. This is true. I can't believe I'm saying that. I was a pet rehoming officer. Appropriate reaction. Nobody gives a fuck. We're not contributing members of society. We're just... Basically, I was at an animal shelter. And my job was to decide who gets the dogs and cats. That's it. Thank you. Give him a cat. Sometimes I felt like a pimp, because I was the one deciding who gets pussy and bitches tonight. Kenyans feed their pussy omena, that's interesting. Anyway. No wonder it smells like fish, you know what I mean? Am I lying? Who's a pet rehomer, me or you? Who know more? I'm the expert here. I learned quite a lot at that job, man. I learned so much about animals. I'm not even joking, this is true. I learned there's a breed of dogs called the Kenyan Shepherd dog. Yeah, I know. Sounds like a fake brand of dogs, Like instead of Adidas is Adibas. That's sort of the German Shepherd dog is the Kenyan Shepherd. It's a fake dog, And then I was shown a Kenyan Shepherd dog. We all know what it looks like. If you want to know what a Kenyan Shepherd looks like, just go outside. It's the one. It's the one outside. No one gets them in. They're always outside, This one. It's a Kenyan Shepherd. It's the one outside with a sad look. It's Kenyan first. Shepherd letter. It's a sad dog just... he said, it has that face, The Kenyan Shepherd has a special ability. It's immune to tear gas, It's been on the streets Another distinctive feature of the Kenyan Shepherd, especially one that has recently given birth to puppies, are the long tits. Just these long tits, man. Damn, this. You guys remember ice? You guys used to buy ice when we were younger, those 5-bob ice, those long things. They just hang there like chandeliers, just. When the dog moves, they have a certain pattern, I love this joke. This is the joke. This is the whole show, doggies. I'm talking about doggies. So these doggies have long nipples, bro. They scrape the floor, leave very specific marks. We call them titty tracks. When it's afraid, the tail came in between, in the middle, hitting the titties like a wind chime, just making sounds. Ting-a-ling, 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 ting-a-ling. Those tits, I'm not gonna lie, if you're a man with loose morals, it's a test. It's a very naked dog, I'm not gonna lie. The first thing we did when we rescued a Kenyan Shepherd was give it like 5 bras. Like, come on. Cover up, slut, don't be a bitch, There are men around. One thing I noticed is that you will find German Shepherds in Kenya, but you won't find Kenyan Shepherds in Germany. You know why? Because even they have visa problems. Even they have to prove they have enough bones and treats to come back to Kenya. They have to produce a certificate of who's a good boy. Yeah, man, I was fired from that job. Can you believe? They said, Aman, you're staring at the dogs too much. I'm like, come on, bro. They're right there. What do you mean? I'm not going to look. That's lose morals. Come on, When I got fired, who do you call? Who do you tell? Family. I called my sister. I'm like, hey, I got fired. My sister, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going for a meeting. So you call me back in 3-5 years, because that's when I'll give a fuck. Click. I love you too, sis. I didn't call my father, obviously. I'm still here. That's how you know. I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I got fired. On the other end, I hear, mteja wa nambari uliopiga haipatikani kwa sasa. Actually, it wasn't even the Safaricom lady. It was actually my mom on the other end. I knew because I could hear her accent. Mteja wa nambari uliopiga haipatikani kwa sasa. Really at that? You're clapping at that? Oh, interesting. Well, when life is shit, man, it keeps reminding you that it's shit, Like, imagine I just got fired, I have no job, and I meet my friend from childhood, and his life is amazing. He has like 3 businesses. He has a 40-liter microwave, He has one of those sofas. The sofa you sit. Then there's technology, you pull this and then it goes whoop. That guy's made it, bro. The thing about your friend making it and you grew up together, you can't blame anybody else. You were dealt the same hand, My life sucked. He asked me, Aman, how's your life? I couldn't tell him the truth. I couldn't be like, oh, my life sucks. My weight is showing me bigger numbers than my bank account. My parents, they hate me, trust me. They spent 3.7 million in my university education, and their return on investment was debt of 3.78 million. And my girlfriend, she's definitely cheating on me. But I can't break up. I really need her Canva Pro account. It's expensive. So I lied. Of course, I lied. I wasn't going to. I lied. I'm like, me, life is amazing, bro. We're in talks with Netflix. I sent an email to info@netflix.com. The communication channels are open, bro. Big things, big man. The thing is, when your friend makes it and you don't, you start questioning every decision you made, I was a week later, I'm thinking, man, did I not make it? Maybe I should have bought Bitcoin in 94. Maybe that's the place I went wrong. Does God hate me? Is it because I ate that beef pizza that one time? But that's not even my God, that's a different God. I'm different religion. What is happening? What is this? I really wanted to hate my friend, but I couldn't, man. I was so jealous, but I couldn't. It's my boy, bro. Our friendship runs deep, Let me tell you the genesis of our friendship. We became friends in early 09, 08, when we were teenagers, And when you're a teenage boy, you have urges, okay? I'm talking about exactly those ones. The ones you're thinking, I'm talking about those ones. And Pornhub is easily accessible now. But in 08, 09, to watch pornographic video audiovisual material, you had to go to a petrol station, look for a guy with a Britannia box filled with Mugidi music. You know the guy I'm talking about. You go to the guy, you tell him, show me those other ones. He goes through his Mugidi music. By the way, everybody knew us buying porno. There is no reason a 14-year-old Muindi boy is standing next to a Mugidi guy. That's not our music, bro. Me, I don't like that. That's not my shit, bro. Me, I like Dumulak, that's my shit. Dumulak, that's my shit. Anyway, I go to the Mugidi guy and he goes through his Mugidi music, gives you big booty bitches 18. I'm like, I've watched that one, give me 19, please. So I had the DVD, my friend had the DVD player. We had to come together, give each other a helping hand, you know what I mean? Cooperate is what I'm trying to say. So that's the genesis of our friendship, And this conversation we were having in Mombasa when we met, and how men are, we're degenerates. If that's the genesis of our friendship, you obviously know the kind of conversations we were having, We were having an argument. I just realized my mom is here and I have to do this joke. But we are powering through this shit, man. So we were having an argument, I was of the opinion that a threesome with your best friend is not gay. And he was like, no, that's definitely gay. I'm like, no, it's not, bro. There's a woman in between. There's a buffer, He's like, no, it's gay, it's not fun. I'm like, think about it, bro. Everything with your best friend is fun. Going to the movies, getting drunk, clubbing, smoking weed. Why would sex, the best thing ever, be more fun with your best friend? Best friend involved in another girl, I think it would be a very encouraging and motivating environment, Friend would be like, bro, I see your pumps, bro. You are improving. There's so much power in your pumps, bro. Nah, bro, this is all you. I'm using your momentum, bro. So we're having such a conversation, and of course, God wants to tease us. And it's Mombasa. So a lady with a big nyash just crossed us. So obviously not Kenyan, right? I'm lying. Alright, show me then. I'm waiting. I will turn on the house lights. Where is that big Kenyan nyash I've been hearing about? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So this lady with a big nyash just crossed us. And let me tell you, when men are horny, they say very stupid things. You know why? Because the blood is not in the brain. It's somewhere else. And so the bigger the penis, the stupider they become. So I'm generally smart all the time, you know? No balance. My friend looks at the... by the way, you guys, I don't think you understand how majestic this nyash was. Nyash, bro, that nyash is the kind of nyash that makes a muindi use the word nyash. Okay? That's not in my vocab. But that's the only way I could describe it. Nyash. Kind of nyash you talk about later at a comedy show. It's kind of... You guys... This nyash had magical powers. It's the kind of nyash that helps you make a good decision. You know? You're stuck at work. Your boss is angry at you. You're behind your reports again. You know? This is the fourth time. If you do one more time, you're going to go up to blah, 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 blah. You're like, do I really need to take shit from this guy? Bro, I'm going to say fuck you to this guy and lose this job. You're about to lose monthly income. Bad decision. But that's when Caroline from HR decides to fill up her water bottle. And Caroline has that nyash. That nyash from Jehovah himself. Thank God the water dispenser is opposite your table. Caroline just comes with her nyash and she's filling her water table. Her water bottle. It's a 2-liter bottle. It's going to take some time. As Caroline is filling up her water bottle filled with cucumbers and I don't know what fucking lemon, I don't know what they put in that shit. You look at that nyash and you're like, damn, maybe I shouldn't quit this job. At least the view is nice. So one of those majestic nyashes, you know. I don't think you guys are understanding how majestic this nyash was. It's the kind of nyash that gives you purpose in life, you know. You're stuck at home, got fired recently for looking at a dog's tits, you know. Unrelated, you know, just some random. You're performing for free on a Saturday. You know, life is not good, hypothetically. Think about killing yourself. How am I going to do it? Michael Jackson, Kurt Cobain, you know, you're thinking. But as you think, Margaret, your house help, decides this is the right time to clean under your father's sofa. And she comes with that dera that has UDA written right over here. And she's just wiping and wiping. You know, and the dera goes in. It's U and A, the D's inside, you know. She removes it, she's doing this Ice Spice shit, you know. You're looking at Margaret, like, damn, maybe James Bond was right. You live to die another day. Sometimes when I get depressed, I tell Margaret to just clean under the sofa. But say it's the fourth time today, shut the fuck up and clean on the sofa. I need a reason to live, Margaret. I hope you get how majestic this nyash was. Okay, this is the kind of... That nyash crosses us. My friend, remember, horny guy, you know. He says really stupid thing. He said, man, I would love to be her underwear. That's stupid. Think about it. You know, I told him, think about it. Do you really want to be the underwear of a girl with a big nyash? He's horny at the moment. Is it me? Did that actually do something for you? Damn. Think you're never in a good position. You're either as an underwear of a girl with a big nyash, Let me tell you, option A, you're stretched to your limits. Like Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2 trying to save that train, just That's option A. Option B, you're inside. Bro, nyash, yes, it's sexy, but it also has a biological function. You're inside the nyash. It's like looking into a house with no lights. You're like, what is happening here? Why is there chocolate on the walls? You don't want to be there. It's dirty, guys. It's dirty. If you're feeling bad, I apologize, but I'm being honest. Think about it. I went to USIU critical thinking, let me tell you. The debt had some function. Anyway, a girl with a big nyash. The hand does not reach. See, that's why they have long nails, so at least they can scrap something. I hope you're eating. When life is not going good, it keeps reminding it's not going good, After that, my phone got snatched. Phone got in Nairobi. Of course. Where else do phones get snatched? My phone, I was in my car, sitting alone, windows open, miniskirt, phone on my lap. I was basically asking for it, you know what I mean? I should have been with a friend, When I told my friend my phone got snatched, they're like, Aman, kwanini haukupiga nduru? Why did you not scream? Yeah, how's that gonna help? Ooh-wee! 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 I'm gonna be a meme the next day. The worst thing is, I saw the person who snatched my phone, man. I should have seen it coming. He looked like somebody who snatches phones. He had like a Bob Marley t-shirt. He had skinny, of course skinny, because you have to be aerodynamic. He had torn jeans, skinny torn jeans that are here. They're torn here. Not because it's fashion. This is just wear and tear. There's 3% depreciation per year. He has more rings than fingers, We all know this guy, We know how he dances in the club. Some bullshit like this. I know the ringtone he's going to put in my phone. I born a bedroom bully. Fuck that guy, man. Getting my phone snatched has made me hate gengeton and reggae and raga and dancehall and all that fucking bullshit. Because the people who listen to that kind of music snatch phones. And when I say that, people say racist. I just heard racist. You know what? Let's be honest. Who's snatching phones? Who's snatching phones? It's not the Wazungus. It's not the Warabu. It's not the Mjikenda. I have 46 other tribes I could mention, except one. If you know the one I'm talking about, welcome. We're all racist. I will actually extend an olive branch. If a Muindi did snatch your phone, I think you're allowed to hate Indians. I think if you sit in a matatu after Muindi just snatched your phone and the matatu starts playing Punjabi MC, you're allowed to get angry, In a matatu, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Hey, Shukisha matatu bana, this fucking Muindis. Unaiba simu alafu unasikia muziki yao. Fuck this shit. You know what? Let me go eat a beef pizza right now. I don't think you tell your friends if a Muindi did snatch your phone. You know? It's a bit embarrassing. Yeah. Matthias. Guys, come. He's serious, I'm not joking. Matthias, who snatched your phone? Muindi at Muindi Bingu Street. This is a joke. You know you're faster than them, right? Just run and take it back. Yeah, Muindis are not fast. You know. You think Usain Bolt gets on the track field, looks around, sees Gurjeet Bindarakhia from India, Bombo clat. It's gonna be a hard race, man. Yeah, man. Indians are not fast runners, you know. It's the head wobbling, you know. There's a lot of... Too much drag. We are slow in the corners, you know what I mean? You guys know porpoising in F1? Porpoising. If Indians were a car in F1, the only thing you'd hear in the comms was box, bench, box. But you know what? I would love to hear news about Indians snatching phones. Because then at least people won't say we are not assimilating. You know? We are part of the culture, we took it in. You know? I would love to turn on NTV and hear Smithy of a group of gangs, you know. This is Smithy Vidyarthi on NTV. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kenyans. Tonight we're going to talk about the MM group, the Muindi music group that has been terrorizing residents of Nairobi West for the past 1 year. Recently, the DCI raided one of their headquarters and found 15 iPhone chargers, 3 Android phones, and 19 liters of golden fry. The police is yet to determine whether the golden fry is for cooking or styling their hair. Get it? Because Indians have oily hair. I'm not even a rich Muindi. You know, I wish I was rich Muindi, I would have bought another phone. I'm not even a rich Muindi, bro. I'm a broke Muindi from South B. You know, I grew up in a bedsitter. You guys know a bedsitter? You guys know a bedsitter? No? Yes? No? Landlord. Have you ever lived inside a bedsitter? How about that? So if you don't know what a bedsitter is, okay. Think of an elevator. But with the sink. I guess that's it. That's a bedsitter right there. You know? We used to live in a bedsitter. Me, my mom, my sister, my dad. 4 Muindis in a bedsitter. It was hard, man. We were cooped up like chickens, you know. We couldn't have private thoughts because our minds were generally just connected all the time. Just like Bluetooth devices. I just put one foot inside my house from school. Immediately in my head, the Bluetooth device has connected successfully. Can't have private thoughts. And I'll be sitting on the floor thinking things. My mom would come, she's your cousin, wewe. We are not those types of Indians, okay? Those are other types. You know the kinds of Indians I'm talking about, right? Kinds that wake you up at 5 a.m. and don't like bacon. You know what I mean? Nah. Bedsitters are so small, even demons don't haunt a bedsitter. I've watched movies, you know. Demons only haunt upper middle class. Because you need at least 2 floors in your house for a demon to consider haunting, you know. Because they have to build up the horror, you know. You're sleeping in your bedroom, the demon is making noises in your kitchen downstairs. You wake up, you go to your kitchen downstairs, your organic butter, non-stick pans are everywhere. Yo, what happened here? As you think the demon is in the attic. The attic, a reverse basement in your house, wow. You go to the attic, what is happening here? The demon has already gone to the guest bedroom. Are you understanding? Guest bedroom. A room dedicated to somebody who may or may not come. That is opulence. There are no demon hauntings in a bedsitter. No time to build up the horror. You're sleeping in your bedroom. You hear noises in the kitchen. You just turn. You and the demon are in an awkward position. Trying to have small talk. How did you die, bro? I was just an ICC witness, I do. Yeah, man, that's where I grew up in South P, Broke Muindi. By the way, there are many signs. There are many differences between Broke Muindis and Rich Muindis. It's very hard to say because the goal is to look the same, okay? But there's some signs I'll tell you. One is visual, Look for a scar around their bicep, okay? Broke Muindis have scars around their biceps, okay? This is how they get them. Because this is how they have to enter their house every day, okay? If you have no idea what I just did, go hug your father. He did a good job. Broke Muindis have to enter their house through a metal gate. It's not a door, it's a metal gate with a hole that's awkwardly positioned. You have to put your hand in and you have to bring it up the other side and kangalang, 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 kangalang. As you're trying to open it, your bicep is getting scars from the hole because it's a metal hole. You're getting tetanus every time you have to enter your house. Rich Muindi is just, that's number one. Number two is more audio, Listen to their Swahili. Broke Muindis are good at Kiswahili. Na wacha nikwambie. Kiswahili changu ni sanifu sana. Because we went to schools where the foreign language was English. Not French or Spanish or Mandarin, all that fucking bullshit. Yeah, man, I went to a Catholic school. Serious. Because school fees was 800 shillings a year. That's like, what, $4 a year? Can you imagine? That was better than free. There's some dignity in $4 a year than just free, I was there, Catholic school, me, a Kala singer. Catholics, I was there in every assembly, singing praise and worship. Singing your songs. I know all your songs. But, I was singing them with my own remix, because I'm not a defector. I know all your songs. This is the day that Waheguruji has made. I even know the Swahili ones. Wamilele, wamilele, Mungu wa baraka ni nani? Wamilele, wamilele, Mungu wa baraka ni Waheguruji. I'm not gonna lie. I really liked one song though. It's a song about the devil and what to do when you meet him. It's you know the one I'm talking about. The solution to the devil, depending on which direction he comes from. Funny thing, the solution to the devil is just. That's it. That's your guy, that's your big guy, that's your bad guy. Come on, man. I've seen movies, I thought you had to do more, like at a cross, the power of Christ compels you. No, nothing. You just wear shoes and just. I actually prefer, my religion gave me nothing, Not even stop, drop, and roll, nothing. At least Christianity gave me that. You know the one I'm talking about? Shetani zote tuko Shetani na zote akija mbele yako. Oof. Thank you. You did most of the work for that joke anyway. So we loved that part. Our shoe size on the right leg was bigger than the left because this was our favorite part. Although I do think that last part, Kanyaga, we need to replace it. I think it needs to be updated, okay? And I'll tell you how it needs to be updated, okay? From the top again. Shetani akija zote tuko. We are ready. Shetani akija na zote. Where is he coming from? Akija mbele yako, mpigia kura, tulimpigia kura. Na zote tuko. You guys, what happened? I thought we were supposed to Kanyaga, but instead we woke up at 6 a.m. and voted. I thought we learned this, I didn't like that school very much, Nobody liked me in that school, Girls didn't like me because I was a boy, conservative school, Boys didn't like me because... Okay, if you understand this, we went to school together. Boys didn't like me because they used to say, Aman achatai. For those of you who went to better schools, they said, we cannot play with Aman because Aman is not circumcised. I was getting discriminated for having more. Where is that? Like, come on, bro, come on. You know what, I'm defending organic penis right now. Okay? There's a lot of hate I've seen. Girls only like, oh, the cut penis. No, fuck you, bro. Original all the way, bro. I don't know why they cared. Extra skin, I have more surface area. I can save better, bro. Let me be the goalkeeper. But no, they never. Bro, original organic penis is best. Okay? Number one, if you cut, if you snip, you're blasphemous. You're telling God, I know you're perfect. You make everything all good. Everything you do is perfect. Except over here, you did something a bit extra. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. That's blasphemous. Secondly, it keeps the penis fresh. It's like, how your mom puts a plastic cover on your remote. And then after 5 years, you're like, it looks like new. Same. It looks nice, it's fresh, And plus, think about it. It's like an extra pocket. I just close the top like this. And now we have a pocket, there's a nice chamber. I put my keys, my parking ticket. I don't know why you guys said no to a free pocket, but that's on you, So boys didn't like me, girls didn't like me. Teachers obviously didn't like me. I wonder why. The teachers did not like me, My CRE teacher didn't like me at all, Because I guess I didn't used to... I was bad in CRE, Because CRE had very weird questions, Question, you're going to school and you find 100 shillings on the floor. As a good Christian, what do? A, take it home. B, give your teacher. C, take it to church. D, none of the above. I used to write E, I am not Christian, but I'll take it home. I used to write it in an accent just so it hurts someone. I'm not Christian, take it out, And my teacher, I think my CRE teacher really wanted to convert me. And her way of converting me was through fear. I loved CRE. CRE was one of my favorite subjects because of the stories in the Bible, I remember once our teacher was talking to us about Moses and the 10 Commandments, She's like, okay, students, so Moses was supposed to, get the 10 Commandments from God. So he had to go to Mount Sinai, So this was going to take him, 40 days. Maybe internet was slow. They were using Zuku or something. I don't know. So before Moses left, he told his people, when I'm gone, don't do anything stupid. He went, he got the 10 Commandments, he brought them back, and guess what? Class. They had done something stupid. Akina Aman started worshipping the golden cow. You know what we did to Akina Aman? We killed them. All of them. For worshipping the golden cow. I'm like 10 years old. I'm like, that's not even my religion. Sikhism is different from Hinduism. What is it? But I'm not going to tell my teacher. She wanted to kill me. Although my favorite parable from the Bible is when they wanted to figure out whose God is the realist. It was prophets of Baal versus Elijah. Okay, Elijah is team Jesus, team Jehovah, team Yahweh, and prophets of Baal are team Baal. So basically, this is the story. Long time ago, there was a drought. Okay, people are like, what should we do? They're like, let's figure out whose God is real. So they had a competition. They're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get sacrifices, and we're going to pray for these sacrifices. And whoever's sacrifice gets burnt has the real God. Very scientific, if you ask me. I don't know why we don't do this. We should do this today, Yahweh, if you're real. No, I'm joking. I don't want to test. I don't want to take my chances now. I spent a lot of money on this shit, So this is what they did. A drought, they want to figure out whose God is real, And Elijah, he's a bit cocky. Because he's team Jehovah. He knows he's right, So he's like, ladies first. Prophets are like, come on, man. Anyway, so the teacher is like, so the prophets of Baal pray around the sacrifice for hours and hours, They go ting-a-ling-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling. And nothing is happening to the sacrifice class. They pray for hours and hours. And, Elijah, of course, is being cocky, He's saying smirky things. He's like, oh, maybe you should put something flammable, Maybe put Calligraph's new CD. Maybe that would help. Nothing is happening. They're dancing and dancing. Nothing happens. They're tired. They're like, Elijah, your turn. Now Elijah, he's cocky. He's, okay, I'll do this handicap. He tells his people, please go fetch 3 barrels of water. And, they go down the mountain. They fetch 3 barrels of water. They bring it up. He's like, pour it on the sacrifice. They pour. He's like, I don't think that's enough. Bring 3 more. He's like, bro, you should have just said 6 in the beginning. We're on a fucking mountain, bro. We have to go down and bring it up. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? And it's a drought. Do you know how far we have to go get this fucking water, bro? They go again down. They bring 3. They pour. Elijah's like, not enough. They're like, come on, don't say 3 more. He says 3 more. He did. They bring it up. Now Elijah, of course, he's like, are you guys ready? Sacrifice here. You guys ready? Shout out Yahweh! And because the Bible is written by Christians, it lights up. Wow. Although I did like one thing, I did get one thing from that school. I was an alumni, and they had a scholarship for alumni. And to win this scholarship, you had to watch the movie Passion of Christ. You know the movie? It's a movie where Jesus being all cool and stuff, So we were supposed to watch the movie and write a report. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch the movie. All right. I'm watching the movie. And my mom comes and sits next to me, and we are both watching the movie. And I regret that moment. Because I think that moment is the moment that led to my mom calling me a kumbafu. That hurts. First of all, kumbafu has no definition. Go look in a kamusi if you see kumbafu. Tell me what it says. Nothing. Kumbafu is just a word that's supposed to hurt your feelings. It hurt even more because my mom doesn't speak Kiswahili. She only knew 8 words in Kiswahili, and she used the worst one. She knows hapana taga bei mazuri chini kumbafu. Those are the ones she knew. So I'm watching Passion of Christ, writing notes, Jesus being all cool and stuff. My mom looks at me and she says, Aman, why can't you be like Jesus? Yeah, that's how she starts the conversation. Why can't you be like Jesus? I'm like, Mom, why can't you compare me to the neighbor's son? Be a normal mother. Jesus, the Son of God? I got angry. I was really in that mood. I'm like, Mom, this is not fair. Jesus and I are not even the same league. Jesus' father is God. You know God made everything? Jesus. You guys know Jagwant? Exactly, that's my dad, bro. He just made just 2 people and that's it. Jesus' father made everything, you know what I mean? Mom, Jesus is the product of nepotism, Mom. Cards are stacked against me, bro. Jesus, Mom, you can see he has magical powers. He's walking on water. He's turning water into wine. Mom, I can't even turn this marketing degree into a job. I should have stopped there. But me, I wanted to hurt her feelings, I said, Mom, maybe Jesus was better than me because his mom was a virgin. And the things I hear from Jagwant. I think I deserved it. On hindsight, I deserved it. I have a weird family, man. I have a nephew who has a British accent. He's never been outside Nairobi County. But he has a British accent. I asked his mom, I'm like, why does your son have a British accent? She says, well, he watches a lot of Peppa Pig. He picked up the accent from that. Yeah, man, he sounds stupid. Hello, uncle. Hello, uncle. Hello. Hello, uncle. I'm like, first of all, that's weird. He's 23. Why is he watching Peppa Pig? And secondly, if that theory is true, that you get the accent from the cartoons you watch, what shitty version of Cartoon Network was I watching? This is the way I talk. What was my Powerpuff Girls like? You guy, my guy, Mojo Jojo is ruining the city, bana. So you call the Powerpuff Lales, bro. So you just call the Yanks. My mom is married to my dad, A bit rare these days, but they kept it, My dad's a weird person. Never go through your dad's YouTube search history. Go through his web history, but don't go through his YouTube search history. I did the mistake. I was curious. I want to know what my father was into. I saw his YouTube first search, blue film. The accent was there, blue film. He was trying to be coy. He was like, I know what you want. That was his Mugidi guy. YouTube. Blue film? I don't think he got what he wanted because the next search was a bit more specific. Sex movie. Movie. He wanted a script writer, a premiere, a director. I think he got what he wanted because the third search was Punjab elections 2015. That we call post-erection clarity. When life is down, the only thing that saves men like me are the dirty things on the internet. So unfortunately, I became a porn addict. I'm a porn connoisseur. I know so much. I'm like a historian, you know. I'm like, okay, so before 9/11, the bush was not popular. The bush became very popular. I'm sure some of you already know, but I could name 26 porn stars alphabetically. Yeah. And when I say that, people don't believe, so we're going to do this now. This is going to be a nice English class. You're going to say A, I'm going to name the porn star, and we do this until Z. Okay, wait, relax, bro. I'll send you on a list privately, don't worry. So are you guys ready? Okay, let's go. Abella Danger. Bridget B. Corey Chase. Danny Daniels. Danny Daniels. Me and him. She's our girl. Small tits, big ass, okay? What's after D? Eva Lovia. Now, Eva Lovia, she's many things. She's French, she's American Indian, she has a bit of German Irish in her. That's beautiful. That's what multiculturalism should produce. What's after E? Francesca Rodriguez. Gabriela Fox. F-A-U-X, not F-O-X. I don't watch F-O-X. Who's after G? Hailey Reid. India Summer. Janice Griffith. Now, Janice Griffith, she got me into feet. Now I like feet because of Janice Griffith, baby. What's after J? Kimmy Granger. Lana Rhodes. Now, Lana Rhodes has like a love heart tattoo over here. So every time she shakes her ass, it looks like a GIF. You know, I'm like, this is interesting. That's art on her ass, you know. What's after L? Mia Malkova. Now she's, she's Russian and American. So capitalism versus communism. What a beauty, what conflict, what art. What's after M? Nina Hartley. Nina Hartley is 87 years old. But she taught me how to finger, so I'm going to respect the OGs. What's after N? Owen Gray. Owen Gray is a guy, but he fucks good bitches, so I'm going to tip my turban to him. What's after O? Piper Perry. Quinn Wilde. Riley Reid. Everybody knew Riley Reid. Come on, let's go. Sasha Grey. Now, Sasha Grey, she left porn, she did some Hollywood, it didn't work out, so I hope she makes a comeback. Comeback, I hope you. Tory Black. Not black, but likes to take black. Uma Jolie. Vanessa Virgin. Not a virgin, by the way. So much video evidence. What's after V? Wendy Moon, black lady. I had to throw one, just so I'm not racist, What's after W? Shonda Hill. Your mama. That's the longest setup for a Your Mama joke, bro. That's in the history books right there. Yuki Mori, Zoe Khush. YZ. Okay, those are 26 hours. Don't clap. They're not here. Anyway, guys, you guys are pretty awesome. Yes, I love you guys. That has been my time.